felt like having fried rice, so that's what we're gonna make. I have some cabbage that I've already fried up, some red bell pepper that I've already cut up, some red onion I've already cut up. I have these Johnsonville, New Orleans brand andouille recipe smoked sausage, some brown rice in a bag that I've already boiled, some shrimp. Now, this is something nice. So we've been getting this already cooked, tail on, already cleaned shrimp. All I have to do is pull the tail off. It's fresh shrimp, well, fresh. Anyhow, I don't have to thaw it, I don't have to clean it, I don't have to peel it. I just pull the tail off and toss it in, and away we go. And my eggs, of course. And some soy sauce options. I keep tamari, which is a gluten-free soy sauce, and a low-sodium kikkoman soy sauce on hand at all times. Fried rice is something I like to make whenever I have leftovers that I don't really know what to do with. If I have 2 kinds of meat and some vegetables, I'm good to go. Even 1 kind of meat is okay, but the rule of thumb is more than 1. Alright, so right now I'm just going to take these sausages and cut them up. And the rule of thumb, especially when you're cooking just for yourself or just for you and 1 other person, my rule of thumb is if it's more than I can fit in my stomach in 2 days, then I won't cook it. So like this bell pepper, this chopped up bell pepper that I have right here that is more than enough for the fried rice I'm making, that's only 1/3 of the entire bell pepper. So 2/3 of the bell pepper is still sitting in my fridge. Similar for the red onion. This red onion, it's all going in, it's a little more than I even need, and that's not even 1/4 of the entire red onion that I got, and the red onion I got was small. This cabbage, it might be 1/4 of the entire cabbage, maybe. So anyhow, when I'm cooking, especially since it's just for the 2 of us, or just for myself, and I like to use fresh vegetables and I don't like to waste my fresh vegetables, is I do that. I will use 1/3 of a bell pepper, 1/4 of a red onion in my dish, and then keep the rest for later. So right now, there's 2 of us, so we'll each get a sausage. Again, thinking about how much should we really be eating. Because once you add it to the rice, it really fills up the skillet. And then you have a lot more than you bargained for. And leftover fried rice is delicious, and it's not always what you want to eat. The fried rice is what I use to eat the leftovers, not the other way around. So what I did, well, before I get too far, I cut a line right down the middle, long ways of the sausage, and then I've been cutting across. So that I end up with a bunch of these little semicircles. You can cut it however you like. It's really fine. And you may find it easier to place it flat side down on the cutting board instead of holding them upright. The idea in general is just a pretty even cut all the way through so that when you're eating it, your mouth has that nice consistency of size for that particular texture. For some people, size and texture really makes a difference in what they're eating. Setting my skillet to 250. It's a little higher than I would normally do vegetables. However, everything I'm putting in my rice is the way that I want it. What I mean by that is the cabbage is already cooked down nice and soft. The crushed red pepper. The red bell pepper is cut up fresh. I prefer it a little crunchier. The red onion I prefer a little crunch to. My shrimp goes in at the last minute, and egg goes in before and after the shrimp. But the meat will cook the longest. So that goes in first. And for now, I will let the meat warm up, walk away for a few minutes, and when I'm ready to toss everything back in, I'll be back. My meat is very nicely browned, so now I'm going to go ahead and toss my rice in and my veggies. Stir that around, let the rice get some of that good sausage grease flavoring to it. And if I need any other grease throughout the cooking, I'll use coconut oil. Alrighty. Time for cabbage. And that red onion. And the red bell pepper. Time to add the shrimp and the eggs. We'll start with some eggs because the shrimp don't take very long to cook. And to do that, I'm going to make a hole. And then I'm going to crack my eggs in. And now while they're in there, I'm going to scramble them while they're in the middle cooking. Just using the spatula I've been using. A little bit's going to rise up onto the rice around it, that's okay. And then we just let that scramble in the middle for a while, and then as it cooks, I stir it in. If you ever made bread before from batter, from scratch, then it's like kneading the batter. It is. The way that you cook the egg and mix the rice in, it's very much like kneading butter into dough. Mixing it all in there. Alright, now I'm going to toss in my shrimp and then 2 more eggs. Maybe just 1 more egg. We'll see. Oh, cleaned shrimp. Normally when you see shrimp, there's a dark line down the back and sometimes down the front. This is called a vein, and that's their line of waste. It's their poop chute. Alright, I think we each have 7 shrimp and 1 sausage in there now. Should be plenty. Wash my hands. And now I'll make a hole again so that I can put in the last bit of egg that I want. I've added the shrimp and all of my other ingredients, dropped in my final 2 eggs, and now it's time to stir. Let it cook. See how it's getting a little cooked on the bottom there? Just like scrambled eggs will. Right. Get the bottom part cooked. Stir it just a little. And now we're just letting it cook a little bit more. And now let's spread it around with the rest of the ingredients, so that those final little bits get covered with a little bit of egg. So you have some egg that is strictly scrambled, and some scrambled that's attached to the yummy, yummy ingredients. You can season it if you like. So far, the house favorite, though, is just to throw in some soy sauce. Or tamari, or the liquid aminos that you can get in the health section of your store. And again, all of this was done with the skillet on 250 degrees. You can buy this type of skillet for $20-30 at your local grocery store, probably. They were hard to find for a while there, but they're back now. And now, as one of my dear friends would say, excuse me, Domino. It's time to let the fried rice fry.